Imagine standing on a dusty hill in southern Italy. The year is 216 BC. The air around you is thick, suffocating, smelling of hot copper, sweat, and the groans of 70,000 dying men. This is Cannae. It is the single bloodiest day in ancient history, and the greatest military disaster Rome has ever faced. Standing amidst the carnage is one man. Hannibal Barca. In our timeline, Hannibal hesitated. He chose not to march on the Eternal City, famously prompting his cavalry commander to lament that Hannibal knew how to win a victory, but not how to use it. That single hesitation allowed Rome to breathe, rebuild, and eventually burn Carthage to the ground. But today, we change history. Imagine Hannibal looks towards the horizon, wipes the blood from his brow, and smiles. He gives a simple, chilling order. To Rome. The Carthaginian war elephants turn north. The Roman Senate panics. Citizens scream in the streets as the gates of Rome are battered down by Numidian cavalry and Celtic mercenaries. The temples of Jupiter are looted. The Senate is executed to the last man. Rome, the empire that would shape Western civilization, is erased from the map before it ever truly began. The dominoes are about to fall, and the world you know is about to vanish. Think about the scale of this silence. No Roman Empire means no Julius Caesar. No gladiator battles. No Colosseum. No Pax Romana. But the butterfly effect goes far deeper than entertainment. Consider the very language you are speaking right now. English is heavily built on Latin. Without Rome, Spanish, French, Italian, and Portuguese do not exist. Instead, the dominant language of trade, science, and diplomacy across Europe and North Africa becomes Punic, a Semitic language closely related to Hebrew and Phoenician. Imagine a modern world where the global language of business is written in the flowing, right-to-left script of ancient Canaan. And then, there is the question of faith. In our timeline, the Roman Empire eventually adopted Christianity, transforming a small Judean movement into the world's largest religion. Without Rome, Christianity remains a localized sect. The dominant faith of Europe, North Africa, and the Mediterranean becomes the worship of the Carthaginian pantheon. Temples to Baal Hammon, the Lord of the Heavens, and Tanit, the goddess of the moon, rise where Europe's great cathedrals stand today. Instead of looking to the sky for salvation from a single deity, the Western world learns to appease the volatile gods of the sea, the storm, and the trade winds. Because Carthage was nothing like Rome. Rome was obsessed with conquest, roads, and iron-fisted military rule. Carthage was obsessed with gold. This is where the timeline truly spirals. Rome built paved roads to march its legions. Carthage built massive, circular harbors to sail its ships. With Rome dead, Carthage does not build a land-based empire of conquest. They do not want to rule you. They want to trade with you. They establish a vast, decentralized network of merchant colonies. Europe does not become a unified continent under a single emperor. Instead, it remains a vibrant, chaotic patchwork of Celtic and Germanic tribes, all trading with wealthy Phoenician merchants along the coast. The Dark Ages. They never happen. The scientific and cultural progress of the ancient world doesn't freeze for 1,000 years. Instead, it accelerates. Carthaginian shipbuilders, free from the threat of Roman invasion, push the boundaries of naval technology. They master the currents of the Atlantic. And this brings us to the most breathtaking turn of this alternate timeline. In our history, humanity waited until 1492 for Columbus to cross the broad Atlantic. But the Carthaginians were already sailing the open ocean in the 5th century BC. Now, with the unchecked wealth of the Mediterranean in their hands, they push further. Imagine a fleet of grand Punic quinqueremes, guided by the stars and advanced astrolabes, catching the trade winds. They sail west into the unknown. Weeks pass. The crews grow restless. And then, land. But they do not find a wilderness to conquer. They encounter the rising civilizations of the Americas. The Maya. The Zapotecs. Unlike the Spanish conquistadors of our world, who sought to conquer, convert, and destroy, the Carthaginians have a different goal. Profit. They do not bring devastating inquisitions or forced conversions. They bring iron, glass, and purple dye, trading them for gold, cochineal, and agricultural wealth. A massive transatlantic trade network forms, bridging two worlds 2,000 years ahead of schedule. Native American civilizations do not fall to smallpox and steel. Instead, they adapt, trade, and grow incredibly wealthy, learning Mediterranean metallurgy while retaining their own cultures, languages, and gods. By the time our modern era arrives, the globe is unrecognizable. Picture a world where the great global metropolises are not London, Paris, or New York, but New Carthage, Gadir, and Tingis. The skyscrapers of this world are adorned with the sacred symbol of Tanit. The global economy is completely decentralized, run by massive merchant coalitions and trading guilds rather than aggressive nation-states. It is a world of incredible technological advancement, fueled by centuries of sea trade and cultural exchange, yet deeply spiritual in ways we can barely comprehend. A single decision on a dusty field in Italy didn't just save a city, it redirected the entire current of human history. If you could step through a portal into this Phoenician-dominated world, what is the first thing you would want to see? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to keep exploring the infinite paths of history and mythology, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. The past is full of secrets, and we are just getting started.